Now on 7 News, no decision yet in the hearing that will determine whether the accused Tanglewood Middle School shooter will be tried as an adult. The suspect is 13 years old now. Our Henry Coburn was in the courtroom. He has this report.
After the second day of the hearing, the judge decided to reconvene at a later date to issue her decision of whether the accused shooter should be tried as a juvenile or as an adult.
He was called Jordan Williams.
The father of the accused shooter was the first witness called to the stand by the defense. He detailed the childhood his son had, which included brushes with domestic violence, secondhand exposure to drugs, and a subsequent stint in a foster care.
Did the incident get pretty violent?
It did.
Okay. Actually, guns were drawn?
Yes.
Is that right? There was some fighting?
Yes.
He witnessed domestic violence between his parents. His parents were never married, but they were together as a couple, and they had 4 children together. And during that time, there was domestic violence in the home amongst his mom and dad.
The psychologist you just heard from also said conditions the accused shooter faced early in childhood caused long-lasting trauma and anxiety issues. The father of the accused shooter told the courtroom that he noticed changes in his son leading up to the shooting.
Even before that weekend and that week, talking weeks prior, this is things that I noticed. You know, that something's going on. Not knowing exactly what's going on, but I'm knowing something going on with my child.
He said his son was being bullied and was getting in fights at school. Then he got the school involved in the situation days before the shooting, which his son said made the bullying worse. At the end, the state asked its heaviest question yet.
He's responsible for this shooting. You agree?
I mean, it's pretty evident.
The accused shooter will face anywhere between 16 and 34 months if tried as a juvenile. He'll likely be released in October of 2026 at the latest.
Because this is one of the toughest decisions I think that I will ever have to make on the court bench.
After the judge ended Friday's proceedings, we caught up with the victim's family and their attorney.
Being in the courtroom was certainly hard for the family. Watching that video was certainly a very difficult thing, but we believe that the evidence that was presented, we're hopeful that the court will take that all into consideration and make a decision that we think is appropriate, which is, of course, waiver to General Sessions.
Now, again, the hearing that we've been covering for you over the last several days is going to determine whether the accused shooter in the Tanglewood school shooting will be tried as an adult or as a juvenile. That person was 12 years old at the time of this shooting. For now in Greenville County, Henry Coburn, 7 News.
When that court reconvenes, the judge will give the family of the victim an opportunity to speak.